Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D from the easyMarkets dealing room here in Sydney. We've had ourselves a pretty quiet open in the Asian session so far. A little quiet compared to what happened on Friday. So massive reversals from the pretty much multi-year US dollar weakness levels. You look at the dollar index, hit new lows underneath that 88.20. Only briefly though, before jumping straight back to 89. How does that transfer across to all the other majors? Well, if you're looking at something like the euro dollar fell all the way from, let's bring it up here. Euro dollar fell all the way from 125.50, so that was a fresh cycle high, all the way back down to 124. Pretty aggressive movements for the single currency. Given that there wasn't too much to justify the US dollar strength, there was a pickup in the import prices, but nothing too crazy. So the market's reaction is dangerous in the fact that fresh highs with a sharp reversal does open the door for extenuation, especially if the dollar index wants to lead the way. You can see this market bounce up. And a lot of the weakness that was coming through on the dollar yen, and if dollar yen was to bounce from these levels, significant room to the top side as well. So you do have to be a little bit flexible, and the market won't just go straight down. It is unlikely that every time the market has a rejection from fresh highs or profit-taking run, that it will turn into a US dollar rally. But in the short term, you should respect every one, and it does make it a little bit easier though. If you break those previous lows, break 124, um, break break 140 on the pound, then you could have that scenario where the market does break down further and continue on. But I think it's you've got to give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls here, and that was just a profit-taking pullback, especially with things like the pound there. Bounced off 140. 140 was the level that was struggling to get past, and now it's become the support. So let's not get too carried away ourselves being US dollar bullish, but definitely be on notice that the US dollar had a very nice rally on Friday, and if it does have a second day of rally, we have to start to respect it a little bit more. For those who are looking to trade today, just be aware that it may be quieter than usual, given that the US is away on holiday. You still have the European session where you get to react to some of the Brexit headlines over the weekend. Some progress is being made on the security front between Britain and EU, but the sort of trade situation they're going to have, that's where all the negotiations are most important, and that's really where they've got to get some nitty-gritty going very quickly. Actually, they've only got a month left now for the before the EU summit, where the deal has tentatively has a deadline that has to be approved by all the European nations. So we'll see how that plays out. In terms of Bitcoin, still very strong. Dips are being bought, consolidating above 10,000. The door does open for a pushback towards the 12,000 level, which is a bit more of a concrete resistance and a bit more of a key level that a lot of traders are looking at. So it can definitely get there in 1 week of trading this week if we continue to see the gains that we saw in the last few days. And the 12,000 level really will make or break probably the medium-term outlook in the short term. Alright traders, if you don't have an account with easyMarkets, you want to talk to a dealer like myself about some of the pairs that you're in, you might be looking at some of the crosses, then please come through to the dealing room, please come through either on the dealing room line below and have a chat with us about what is required, or you can use the link to open up an account. Then one of the dealers will contact you and let's discuss how we can help you with your trading.